Hey everyone, welcome to the Zen of Tech. I'm Daniel, and welcome to my final Leaks and Rumors series. The series in which I cover in detail everything there is to know about an upcoming device. So in my previous video, I covered the iPhone 6C, also known as the iPhone 5 SE. And in the one before that, I covered the Samsung Galaxy S7. So that was the first episode of my Samsung Galaxy S7 Final Leaks and Rumors series. And in that video, I covered the design, the display, and also all the specs. So if you haven't seen the first part, go ahead, watch this part first before watching this one. And in this video, I'll be covering all the remaining sections. So the S7's camera, all the special features, the battery life, the release date, and then the price. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, so first off, I just want to mention that since I did my first part of the video, which was actually 2 weeks ago, there have been quite a lot of leaks. So in terms of the design, I said that the S7 will look a lot like the S6, however, I wasn't sure about the back. I told you guys that it might be a glass back like on the S6, which is more likely, or an aluminum back like we have on the iPhone. But in the meantime, the design of the S7 has actually leaked. The actual press renders have been leaked, and this is how the S7 is going to look like. This is the S7 and the S7 Edge. This is how they look. This is the official press render from Samsung. And yeah, as you can see, they look a lot like the S6. But to be honest, I don't think that's a bad thing. I really like the design of the S6, and the fact that the S7 looks exactly like the S6, well, I'm kind of okay with that. But let me know, what do you guys think in the comment section down below, by the way. Do you like this design, or would you have wanted something else? Something with an aluminum back? I don't know, but do let me know. Okay, now moving on to section number 4, we have the camera. So the S6 already had an amazing camera, and the S7's camera is going to be improved in quite a lot of ways. So first off, the megapixel count is actually going to be decreased from 16 megapixels to 12 megapixels. But this is good, by the way, it's not a bad thing. Most people still think that megapixels are the ones that give quality to a camera. But no, megapixels only give the size of the image. The ones that actually give a camera its quality are its sensor size and the aperture. And smartphone cameras are really small. So imagine this square. If you have a 22 megapixel camera, well, the pixels will look something like this. But on the other hand, if you have something like a 12 megapixel camera, well, the pixels will look like this. Yeah, a lot larger. The larger the pixels, the better, because they can capture more light. And with the Galaxy S6, we had 1.16 micron sized pixels, and with the S7, we expect to see an increase to something like 1.3. As a reference, the iPhone 6s has 1.22, by the way. Now, the second thing that really matters when it comes to quality, as I said before, it's the aperture. Again, the larger the aperture, the more light goes into the sensor, and the better the camera is in low light. Again, an iPhone 6s has an f2.2 aperture. The Galaxy S6 came with f1.9, which is much larger because it's f over something. So the smaller the number, the larger the aperture. Then the LG G4 was actually the aperture champion, the low light champion, and that one had an f1.8 aperture. And apparently the Galaxy S7 is going to have an f1.7, which is really good news. Both a pixel size increase and an aperture increase. So this camera is going to be insane in low light. Then we might just see a front-facing camera flash, so something like the Retina flash like we have with the iPhone 6s. When you take a photo with the front-facing camera, the screen lights up above its maximum brightness, and it looks like you have a flash, even though there's no flash on the front-facing camera. So yeah, we might just see that as well. But other than that, everything else in terms of the camera is going to remain the same. So we're still going to see 4K video recording with optical image stabilization, that's still going to be there, but we might just see an increase in the bitrate. So I expect to see something around 72 megabits per second, up from 48, and that's pretty much all there is in terms of the cameras. So yeah, quite a lot of improvements. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now moving on to section number 5, we have the special features. And there's quite a lot of special features. The first thing that we're going to see is USB Type-C. So yeah, USB Type-C is coming to the Galaxy S7 as well. We've seen this with the OnePlus 2, with a 12-inch MacBook, and I've actually done a separate video explaining in depth what USB Type-C actually is. In case you want to check it out, I left that link in the description box down below. But its key selling point is the fact that it's reversible. Again, in-depth explanation in a separate video. Second, just as I mentioned in my first part of the video, the microSD card slot is coming back. And this is amazing news. Some of you have said it's actually bad news because it's going to slow down the phone. And yeah, in a way, that's true. Everything you have on the microSD card is going to be slower than what you have on the internal storage. But hey, if you only keep music or photos and not videos and games and apps, well, that's still fine. But what do you guys think? Let me know again in the comment section down below. Do you think having a microSD card slot is crucial in a 2016 flagship, or do you think that you're just fine with cloud storage? Definitely let me know. The third feature that is coming back to the S7 is waterproofing. So the Galaxy S7 might just be water resistant, just like the Galaxy S5 was. Now I'm not exactly sure about the certification, if it's going to be IP67 or IP65. It might just be IP65, and no, unfortunately this doesn't mean that you'll be able to use the phone while swimming in the swimming pool, or even when taking a shower. No. Although, in the end, it depends on the ingress protection level. The Xperia phones have an IP67 certification, which means that you can submerge them in up to 1 meter of water. You can even take a shower with them, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But keep in mind that those phones actually have flops that close all the ports, and the S7 won't actually have those. Because come on, the S5 looked horrible with these. But again, what do you guys think? Having a waterproof phone, crucial or not? Let me know in the comments. Number 4, wireless charging. This thing is still going to be there like we had with the S6. So nothing too special about this. Then the IR sensor is still going to be there, which is awesome. But the biggest special feature of the S7 is actually going to be this one. Force Touch / 3D Touch. So just like we have with the iPhone 6s, we're going to get a pressure sensitive display on the Galaxy S7 as well. So this means that a display will be able to recognize different levels of pressure. And on the iPhone 6s, for example, when you press hard enough on an app, you get different options. Options for quick launching a specific section of an app. And I'm guessing that Samsung is going to use Force Touch in the exact same way. You press hard on something and then you'll get different options. So that would be my guess. But overall, there are quite a lot of features that are coming with the S7. And that's awesome. Okay, moving on to section number 6, we have the battery life. So I haven't said anything about the battery life yet, except for the fact that it's going to come with USB Type-C and wireless charging. So yeah, actually I did say quite a few things about battery life. But yeah, in terms of the actual battery life, the S6 came with a 2550 mAh battery, which was not that great actually. And apparently with the S7, we're going to see a huge increase. So from 2550 to almost 3000 on the S7, and from 2600 to 3600 on the S7 Edge. How is that even possible? A 1000 mAh increase. And I'll get to why is that in a second. But yeah, there have been quite a lot of battery leaks suggesting that with the S7 you'll be able to watch 17 hours of continuous video playback, which is just insane. And that would be a huge increase from 13 hours that you get with the S6, 15 hours that we got with the Note 5, and the 11 hours that we have on the iPhone 6s. So yeah, that's a huge increase, and this is actually really likely to happen. The new Snapdragon 820 is really power efficient, and I covered everything there is to know about that in the first part of the video, by the way. So yeah, the battery life is also going to see a pretty big improvement. Okay, moving on to section number 7, we have the price. So in my previous part, I said that Samsung is going to release 4 different models of the Galaxy S7. Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, S7 Plus, and S7 Edge Plus. 4 different models. Now, if you take a look at the new press renders, there are 2 Galaxy S7 models. The S7 and then a bigger version of the S7 with rounded edges. And what this could mean is that Samsung would only keep the S7 and the S7 Edge Plus as their only Galaxy S7 models. And if they don't have an S7 Plus, well, that means that we are still going to see a Note 5 somewhere in 2016. Which is pretty good news. So expect those 2 models, an S7 and an S7 Edge, which will come with a larger 5.5 inches display, and expect to see those in only 32 and 64 GB capacities. 128 GB models are not so likely to happen, just because we have a microSD card slot now. And in terms of the actual price, the S6 was pretty expensive. At launch, it was £600 for the 32 GB model, or $770. Then Samsung decided to drop the price pretty drastically, and now we can buy an S6 for as low as £370 or $500, and expect the S7 to be priced somewhere in between. So between $650 to $700 or $550 to £600 for the baseline 32GB model, which is not that bad actually. And finally, moving on to the final section of this video, the release date. So in terms of the release date, Samsung actually confirmed the event date, the Impact event, just a few hours ago. This is their actual tweet. They even made a video about it, and the event is going to be held on February the 21st in Barcelona. So that's when they're going to announce and reveal pretty much everything I've said in the video. So yeah, that's when the S7 is going to be announced. And in terms of the actual release date, when you'll be able to buy it, that's going to be in March. The 11th of March is a pretty plausible date. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what are your top 5 features that you would like to see in the upcoming S7. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more Final Leaks and Rumors episodes. And also, let me know in the comment section down below what phone do you want me to cover next. What do you want the next Final Leaks and Rumors episode to be about? Feel free to give this video a like if you have enjoyed it. Oh, and also don't forget to turn on notifications on my channel so that you're notified whenever a brand new epic video comes out. But yeah, this has been pretty much it, all the rumors and leaks for the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S7. Really hope you enjoyed this video. So again, thank you all for watching this video. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Son of Tech, signing out. Cheers.